What's up, YTPC? This is DSG Pipe Smoker with another pipe smoking video, and today I'm going to do a pipe review of the Savory Curzon shape 267 pot. And if I focus this camera, there we go. Should be able to see the stamping on it. So, like I said, this is the Savory Curzon 267 smooth pot. This company is an English company that goes back to the 1880s. So, this pipe could possibly be over 100 years old. But what's also interesting about this company is they produced seconds for Dunhill. Now, it wasn't this specific model, it was actually the Argyle series of Savories that were made basically as secondary Dunhills. That being said, you can still get these Savory pipes. In fact, I found, in addition to several Argyles, I found one Curzon 267 on eBay for $60. Now, I got mine off of Etsy for $50 from a small shop called, Vintage Pipes. And this was already restored when I got it. So, figure you can get them for around, I would say, 40 to 80 is a good range. So, with that in mind, let's talk about the smoking mechanics and just the overall outside appearance. So this is a very simple, very well balanced, very symmetrical, and like I said, very, very simple pot shape. The chamber is about 7/8 of an inch. It's a little less than an inch and a half in depth, and it's, fairly blockish, mostly. About the part that makes it a little bit over an inch in terms of the chamber depth is mostly, if you look inside of it, it does kind of curve a little bit on the bottom. But most of the chamber is actually very squarish. We'll get into what it smokes later, but that's basically what kind of shape you're looking at. Additionally, the drilling appears very good. It appears that they've done a good job with the drilling on that. It does accept a pipe cleaner. I forgot to grab one out of my car, but 9 times out of 10 it'll accept a pipe cleaner really well. However, this particular pipe, once in a while, it'll get caught about where the airway from the chamber meets the mortise. Occasionally, the pipe cleaner will get a little bit snagged in there, but you just move the pipe cleaner back and forth and eventually it'll go in. Doesn't happen very often. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, you just shove a pipe cleaner through, it'll go all the way in and absorb the moisture. It's got a pretty good draw to it, and speaking of moisture, the moisture absorption rate of this pipe is, I'd say it's about average. It doesn't get super wet, but it's not exceptionally dry either. It's about average, kind of in the middle of, the wettest pipe that I have, and probably the driest one that I have. You can see in there. Now, I should mention that this pipe did not come with a bowl coating. You can see it's caking a little bit. I did ream it out recently, but it cakes fairly well. Given that I don't generally smoke burleys in it, which is recommended if you're going to try and form a carbon layer on your pipe, because it tends to do that a little bit easier uh, compared to the other genres, that is. But it forms a very, like I said, very even cake, and I just recently reamed it out, so that's a pretty good positive for it. That being said, the only real negatives in it are its stem design. If you look, the stem, which by the way is vulcanite, that's why it has kind of a green hue to it, because I need to clean it, but the stem slopes a little bit, but noticeably so, and it doesn't have much of a button there. So when I try to clench it, at least, I mean, it'll clench there, but sometimes I have a hard time getting it to clench, because what'll happen is my teeth will want to slide down this stem, and because there's not much of a button there to catch on, I end up having a very difficult time getting my teeth to clench on this. That's kind of why it has, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not. Oops, let's do that. Hopefully you can see those bite marks, but basically that's why I have the bite marks there, is because I had to really bite down on it a few times. As far as oxidation goes, I have found that the stem on this oxidizes fairly quickly, and stays there if you don't take care of it, which a lot of people say is true of a lot of stems. I've just noticed that some vulcanite stems are better than others, and I'm honestly not too impressed with the vulcanite on this pipe. Your mileage may vary, but that's been my experience. Outside of that, if you go on to what it likes to smoke, because of its shape and because of the wideness of the bowl, I have found that it likes really, really rough cut tobaccos. And it especially likes cakes, and like broken cakes. So, you know, your plum pudding, your Mississippi Rivers, 10 Russians, things of that nature. That's what it really likes. It will also smoke things like Haunted Bookshop, which is a non-Latakia blend. It's a burley blend, in fact. But yeah, this pipe really, really likes the Englishes and the Balkan blends. The more complicated it is, the better it seems to smoke. I don't know why that is. I theorize that because it's very wide, it kind of spreads out all the tobacco, and even the tobacco that has a very low percentage added to the blend itself, because it's more spread out in the wider bowl, it has a better chance of burning and getting mixed in with the other components. It's my theory anyways. If you have a theory on that, I'd like to hear it. But yeah, that's my personal theory, and what I have found works best in this pipe. With that being said, my overall impressions of this pipe is that it is an excellent pipe. And like I said, it might not be a Dunhill second, but the Savory Company and these Curzon pipes are just excellent, all-around, great pipes. And if you can find them on eBay or Etsy for less than $100, I mean, this will compete with a Savinelli or a Peterson. So, those are my final thoughts on it. As far as what I'm going to review next time is concerned, one from McClellan's this time. It is the Chicago Pipe Collectors Club Selection, Scottish Woods. And with that being said, this has been DSG Pipe Smoker with another pipe smoking video. You guys have a good day.